with Shot Cock, folks. Today we're gonna talk about this girl, a Fender Jazz. But this video is only for beginners like me and Hootie. Where's your bass at, Hootie? Hootie still got his mask on, this $20 mask on. That's a Jackson mask. $20. Okay. Alright, so today I'm using my 1974-75 Jazz bass. Alright, so we're gonna talk to beginners today. And I want to explain to you why I like the Fender Jazz. Some people like P's, some people like Jazzes, some people like Music Man. But we're going to talk about just this girl right now. And then in other videos, if you subscribe, you'll see me talking about other basses. But today, this is in the limelight. You're in the limelight, girl. Not you, Hootie. You just supervise. All right, so I'm using my Randy Jackson Mark bass, TTE 500, and the Randy Jackson cab. Sweet. That's so sweet. All right, so people looking going like, so why your bass look yellow? Is it yellow? No, it was white at first, and as the years go on, your bass turns yellow. White turns yellow. Should I paint it? No. Is it okay? Are you kidding me? That's one of those questions that Hootie can answer. You can answer, Hootie. All right, so basically, so in this bass, in this particular bass, it has two pickups. It has a front pickup and a back pickup. And then it has three knobs. First knob for this pickup, second knob for that pickup. Can y'all see this? Let me go up. First knob for this pickup. This knob for this pickup. That's for to control both pickups, bass or treble. Y'all did good. All right, so did I tell you what kind of pickups I had in this bass? All right, so the pickups I got in here are Olympics. Olympic. I keep saying Olympics. Olympics. It's Olympic. All right, and the preamp is the same thing. Olympic. I gotta make sure I say that right. Olympic. All right, so why is this bass so important? It's easy because you can get like 1,000 to 1,500 kind of sounds. No, you can't. No, you can't. Don't let anybody tell you that. Actually, you can get an array of sounds. All right, so even from, let's go with the rear pickup first. All bass. All right, let's turn it on. All right, so we're gonna go. I got the amp turned down. So, and I got everything. And a lot of people are like, what do you set your amp on? Well, this particular amp, I usually set it on, if you can see it now, it's pretty much almost D10. D10, when I say D10, it means center. I normally don't go that high. I normally go like 10 o'clock, sometimes 9 all the way across. That's just me though, depending on what kind of bass I got in my hand and what I want to hear that day. I like that. All right, so we're gonna start with the rear pickup, which is the back pickup. Now, let's talk about that. Why would anybody play on the back pickup if they're brand new? If you're a brand new learner, I said a brand new learner. A brand new learner. If you're a brand new learner, the back pickup won't mean so much to you. I mean, it gives you this kind of like staccato kind of sound. When you say staccato kind of sound, what do you mean? Like really quick, ballsy kind of sound. And if you turn your last knob, if you turn it all the way up to that way, all the way that way, it gives look all the way that way toward Hootie, it will give you a higher end kind of sound. When you say higher end, I mean like really crispy sounding, really high pitch. It almost leaves that bass sound. You know, it's got that heat. That's really high end sound. A lot of people that's about my age be like, ooh, oh my God, that's just too bright. That's almost like sunlight. But if if you turn it to the middle, it calms it down a little bit. Watch. Yeah, it's just calmed down. But if you turn it all the way to almost off, back this way, to almost off, you start getting a little bit deeper sound. And it sounds like it's in a tin can. What? It's in a tin can. Watch. Real burpy sounding, like a soda. All right. So it is, and the strangest thing is that's the only pickup in the back that sounds like that. The front one don't sound nothing like that. All right. So let's go to the back. Let's go to that last knob, which is your tone knob. We call it the tone knob. If you turn it this way toward Hootie, all the way this way, it gets real bright like sunlight. But if you turn it all the way back this way, toward the Hobo Depot, it gets real dark like night. This is the best way I can explain it, man. All right, so now let's go to the front pickup, which is the first control on your jazz bass. If you turn it all the way up, you get that. Now we at nighttime, so we at real dark sounding on the tone control. See how dark this sounds? And it sounds a lot darker. The front pickup sounds way darker than the rear pickup. Watch. Watch the rear pickup. I'm gonna turn the front one off, turn the rear one on. Listen. See, the rear one sounds thinner. Now listen at the front one. Right? So now on the front one, you already know that your sound will be much thicker, much broader sounding, much in your face kind of sounding. Like, man, it sounds deep, like deep water. Not quite deep water. It sounds deep. All right. So then you just start turning your tone control knob. The last one, you turn it in the middle and it gives you this sound. So it has that old 60, 50 sound. That old James Brown kind of sound, old Jameson kind of thing happening. All right. So if you turn it all the way towards Hootie, this way, and it gets even brighter. But it never loses its bottom. You're like, man, it still sounds deep. And it never lost its bottom, although it didn't sound as deep as when he took it all the way back toward the Hobo Depot. All right, so that's your treble and your bass. This is your treble. Okay, this is your bass. You hear the difference? You hear the difference? And I'm still on my front pickup, that one in the front. I'm still on that one. Now we're gonna add both of the pickups together, and we're gonna get, and it's still dark, still on bass. Watch this. So it sounds a little bit. The front pickup doesn't sound, or the bass doesn't sound as thick as it used to sound, but it still got good bottom. Now watch this. So if I turn the rear pickup on, if I turn the front pickup on by itself. And if we marry those two together, it sounds like this. Which is it's light and dark. So it's in a gray area. It's in a gray area. It's in a gray area. So it's in the gray area, which is sounding pretty good. All right. So as you dial in your last control to the middle, and you still got both pickups on, or in the gray area, it started sounding a little different. Watch this, a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. We're going to a hootie now. A little bit more. Back to a hootie again. Last turn. Now, now you in that area in that gray area. I call it the gray area, where it's neither dark or light. All right, it's either or. You right in that gray area, and a lot of songs were done in that gray area. Whether it could be with one pickup or the rear pickup. Okay, so it all depends on what you want to hear. All right, but it's good that you can take your bass and you can venture into every area, dark and light. All right, and even in the gray area. Some people like the gray area. I call it the gray area. Some people like the gray area. I mean, you know, they like that sound. Then some people just like the rear, the rear pickup and the dark sound, like this. And then some people like the upright kind of sound. So if you want the upright kind of sound, you go to your front pickup, this one, and you keep it dark. Okay, so it's all in what you want to hear, but you want to venture into all these areas because you want to train your ear, because a jazz bass will allow you to do that. Will another bass allow you to do that? Absolutely, but not like the jazz bass, because it has its own character and it gives you more avenues to drive down. I said more avenues to drive down. You ain't got to just drive down one street. and you know, you can drive down, you can turn and make a right and left on different streets with the jazz bass, because it gives you the rear pickup, which has that staccato sound, like everything is really, really ballsy and really, really quick. You know, like this. And if you listen to Jocko used that rear pickup a lot. He used it a lot, man. And I'm not saying he always stayed on it. No, he didn't, but he used it a lot because he's in position his fingers, his hand above the pickups. And then we'll talk about that on another video, how you can set your hand above your pickups and get different sounds. Like what kind of sounds? Like different sounds. Like if I put my hand directly over that rear pickup and play, I get this sound. All right, if I turn both of them on and I put my hand above that rear pickup, I get a different sound. If I put it on the front pickup, I get an even deeper sound. But both of them are still on. And if I take my hand, right hand, and take it above my neck, I get an even better sound. We'll talk about that later in some other video. I just want you to get an understanding of a jazz bass as a beginner. You gotta learn what the jazz bass would do. And you can actually train your ear with this bass. If you like P basses, I ain't mad at you, because I love P basses. And when I want to get that kind of a deep, raw, grouchy kind of mountain man kind of sound, that I go to the P bass, because it's naturally gonna give me that all day long. But if I have a jazz bass in my hand, I'm gonna go into different areas. I want to hear different things. I want to go and hear different things. I want to go and venture down a different avenue, and a jazz bass will take me that way. Was that too complicated? I don't know. It don't sound too complicated. I try to, take it to the place where y'all can understand. But anyway, so and other things about a jazz bass people don't know is that the jazz bass neck is a lot thinner. It's really fast. It's really thin. It's thin. It's fast. They don't always come in this color. They come in a darker color like rosewood and or parfel. I know I didn't say that right. Parfel. Parfel. I didn't say that right. But anyway, it comes in maple. This is a maple board with block inlays. This bass is old, so it has block inlays. And some old jazz basses come with dots, clay dots, real clay dots. And then other ones come with blocks. This one just so happened to come with blocks, and it's trimmed in gold, which I did. All right. But if you want to train your ear a little bit more in the avenue of tones, I say get a jazz bass, and that will definitely take you where you need to go. All right, I said enough. That's for those who love jazz basses, like me. Shadakaka, I love you, girl. I ain't kissing you. You need to take that mask off. Shadakaka.